to the Singapore Tier 2 Grand Prix. I'm here with the mighty Evan once again on the a lovely Monday evening. Looking forward to tonight's race for sure. I think this is one of the tracks I've been looking forward to the most. So, hopefully you're going to see a lot of good racing, not a load of crashes, and maybe some weather to switch up the race tonight. But how you doing, Evan? Everything fine?
Yeah, everything's going great. I'm pretty excited to watch this one. I think we're going to see some great racing tonight.
We have got some new drivers in today who are looking to pick up a Tier 2 seat for the rest of this season and pick up one for next season. We've got Shocks, known as Mark, in the Haas this evening, replacing Chris, who having some internet difficulties at home. We've also got Sonic Super 77, who is the fourth Harry of the league, which is a pain in the ass.
Scary.
He's down in the Red Bull. Toilet Shark is filling in for Tariq, and YouTube Flip is also in the Racing Point, filling in for Lee Davies, who I think's got some stuff to do at home. Except from that, it's a normal grid. I think it'll be interesting tonight. I don't think we'll see the front three we used to seeing.
That's right.
I think there'll definitely be a mix-up. But we're a minute into quali, and cars running now coming out. So add a minute to the end. When it says it's finished for us, there's still a minute left for them. So, before Phil Mitchell comes out first, as he usually does.
Every time.
Oh, I need to mention, Tenek has a quali ban, so he won't be serving quali today. He should pause and retire straight away. I will just make sure to remind him.
Well, you jinxed it. Phil Mitchell did not come out on track first. It is indeed the Valtteri Bradley that came out first.
Maybe they're switching up the setups for a wet race.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we'll jump on board with Bradley then. It'll be the first person to go onto our lap this evening. I think we'll go for your predicted top 3 strategy this evening. Strategy?
Yeah, strategy.
Finishing drivers. Yeah, we'll go strategy. Who do you think will finish in the top 3 this evening of quali?
So quali, I think our points leader, Alphinator, could snag a pole here today. I think Max Rogers has the pace to go maybe second. And then for the third, I'm going to go for YouTube Flipper. I think even though he doesn't practice, he might have a nice shot at third today.
I'm going to go Max for P1. Yeah, Max for P1. Swanee for P2. And we'll go a random shot in the dark, someone completely random, someone new. We'll go for we'll go Bradley. See if Bradley can get on the top spot.
Very
some team beef last week.
Oh, absolutely.
Interesting for sure.
Very technical track in Singapore. No mistakes.
Bradley come around the final turn now to start his lap, so we'll stay on board with him. He does have a Racing Point right behind him, so tell you what, I am going to miss the Racing Point livery for sure, but hopefully the Aston Martin can up that for sure.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on Singapore as a track? Do you enjoy driving a track like this?
It's very technical. It's the longest lap in the Formula 1 calendar at the moment, until Saudi Arabia comes in, and probably will take that spot.
Does this beat Spa?
No, not really.
I think this is spot on with Spa, isn't it?
It's around, I think, actually. Yes, this does beat Spa. It's the longest lap in F1, I believe. It's a very technical track, no mistakes. Really just need to be on point all the time. That's what I like about it, really.
Bradley's having a very good lap at the minute, though. Got a bit of a gap to the Racing Point behind. Hasn't invalidated yet, so far so good. That Kirby just went over there. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a couple of drivers get caught out there and lose it in the race today.
That hairpin right there that he just went through is very hard to spot the braking point for. You really got to be on your toes with that one.
Coming after this turn, the track limits here. Cross that white line a little bit too much.
You're going to invalidate
your lap. But the mighty tunnel to come up next, this will definitely pick up some people today.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, and a chain reaction is on its way for sure coming through there. And will anyone do the? Was it the did Valtteri Bottas crash into the barrier in Singapore?
I believe so. Or maybe Daniel Ricciardo back in 2013.
Bradley invalidated his lap.
So we're on Toilet Shark now.
Flipper, yeah, Toilet Shark.
Around the last corner, almost flat out.
Hasn't invalidated.
Goes.
That's what we like to see.
P1 and passive MM shows goes top of the board. Followed by Swanee's teammate back in P2. Now it's GT Flipper around the last corner. Yeah, I think he validated or is on an out lap. Pack before you exit.
Romeo
goes second. And Hasbro goes to the top. 1:36.0 is the time that they all got to aim for here. I would assume.
Jack Grattan goes fourth. Decent up from Jack there.
Callum, Alphinator, slots in the fourth.
And the other Red Bull now starting his lap. Next cross line, Xbox 7 Up goes third.
Awesome lap.
And the Ferrari
Dangerous
Donut goes second.
Hey, that's a nice lap from the Ferrari. Next cross the line.
A lot of different times coming up today, especially those that make mistakes.
The Williams boys, I think, are still on an out lap. Phil Mitchell, who is on a flying lap, going around the last corner now. Onset of Meads, I think, are just a little slow around here. He goes 1:43.2.
No, Shimmy made a mistake during his lap or something, because that doesn't seem like a normal time. And he does have a lot of ERS left, so I think he might have backed out towards the end and saved that up for this lap.
Next cross the line.
It looks like he might be going for the one stop.
Takabushi round to the last corner to get a lot of that exit curb. He goes to the top with a 1:35.7. Nice lap from the Alfa Romeo.
Blink crosses the line. It looks like it was invalidated at 1:44 anyway, so
next across
made
the line.
A mistake somewhere.
It's a Haas.
I think the rest of the cars are on their in lap now.
So yeah.
Yeah, everyone else is on their in lap, except from we'll see Fleming Hober, I think, next across the line on an actual lap. A lot of different times coming in.
Sonic Super actually is on a flying lap. I think it's close to the start finish line here. It's going under the bridge now. This nice technical chicane. You don't want to get it too wrong. A little bit of oversteer in the Red Bull. Want to take it nice and easy to that curve. Don't want to take too much on that left-hand side. Blasted around this last corner. Full throttle towards the line. It's going to be P4 for the Red Bull.
Very solid lap. The two new drivers, 4th and 5th at the minute. Obviously, we'll improve on that as we go as well. We'll go next to Flaming Hobo, who's next to cross the line in the Williams. Out of ERS, which was interesting then, was Sonic was saving ERS during his lap. You can see his Flaming Hobo goes 4th.
Great lap.
Sorry, I needed to burp then, but I held it back in. And Phil Mitchell's going to cross the line next.
He's
Never mind, he goes into the pits. The pit entrance is a very scary place on this track.
Oh, absolutely.
That will definitely catch a few people out as Blinks on an invalidated lap.
So who would be next to cross the line? I think it's an Alfa Romeo.
He's coming in.
Yes.
So it'll be the Mercedes that will be next to start their laps and to set their laps overall. The black arrows in formation on their out laps. As MM Shocks, for some reason at the bottom of my screen says fastest lap, which is interesting because he hasn't set the fastest lap.
He is not set the fastest lap.
But that's just that's stuck on my screen. There we go. Just, guess it's just stuck there. But so far, some interesting laps in for sure. Obviously, those with the lower times would have probably made mistakes during their laps.
Absolutely.
But there's a big time difference between the whole of the field at the minute. It's all about getting your rhythm around here. Max, I think, I know he's set a good time in time trial. He's spent a lot of time practicing this track. He wants that win, which he was very close to getting in Silverstone after the mistakes. Well, he was second the whole race until the safety car ended on the second to last lap, where he got caught up in a few incidents. But
yeah, that was a shame for Max.
I wouldn't be surprised to see. Well, next season Max with Aiden, I think, at Red Bull. So that's a very dominant team for fight for the constructors next season.
Looking very good for that team. Obviously, losing the Aston Martin branding as they are forming their own team out of the ashes of Racing Point. Oh, next game.
Interesting, actually. Obviously, the Merc livery right now looks all right. I've seen the leaks on the Mercedes page where these little grey Mercedes badges on the back of the car were red. So maybe a little switch up, making those red might make the car look a little bit better. But
maybe a tribute to Nicky Lauda.
Did you prefer the black or the grey car?
I prefer the. I
That's
honestly
everything.
prefer the black. I think it looks a lot more elegant than the silver arrows, even though that's really what the branding truly is. It's just a nice change of pace.
I'm gonna have to switch. I think the silver one looked a bit better. I think it's just the black one seems really boring. Do you know what I mean? Like we've got some nice colourful cars on the grid, and then it's just
Black.
the dominant car in the boring looking car.
Max is on an okay lap so far. Nails the hairpin.
I have no idea what the sector times are like on here, so I can't say if he's doing good or not. It's looking like a decent lap at the minute. Hasn't invalidated. I'm not sure about Assassin Aaron. What bit of jump board is he? Yeah, he's still going. Hasn't invalidated his lap. Assassin Aaron definitely the. Well, he's proven a lot this season. He went from being about 6 seconds behind everyone to catch up to within 2 seconds now. So the improvements there for him.
Just got.
It's good to see how well everyone's improved.
As here goes Max.
I don't think Max is going to cross the line.
Around the last corner in the Mercedes, it's going to be 6th for Max. I think we'll be a bit disappointed with that as Blink starts his lap. As now here comes Assassin Aaron around the last corner in the Mercedes. Almost loses it. Almost loses the back end and goes 14th. Next across the line is going to be an AlphaTauri, I think, of Xbox 7 Up as he's starting his lap. So we look to insane power on the mediums.
Now is to start their lap.
Goes P13 on the mediums. Next across the line is it
Jack Rowton's on an out lap. You got the Racing Point of Toilet Shark, who's on a lap. He's actually 1.3 seconds up on
as
his
long as he
time.
doesn't invalidate here, this will be a great lap.
You can get a good exit here. He could.
Here comes around the last corner, and the Racing Point giving it all he's got, and stays 13th.
Looks like he lost more time than what he gained through the last sector. Maybe he lost the rear end a little bit or something. But pack before you exit into the pits.
Hasbro, I think,
Jack
is about
Rowton.
to start a lap here. So next across the line will be, is it Bradley?
Bradley.
Down the last corner, looking like a pretty good lap from the AlphaTauris. He goes 3rd.
P3.
Next across
There's
the
my
line
call
is
for
Red Bull.
3rd place. I called Bradley.
And
Alternator.
AlphaTauris actually loses a spot there. He went 11th.
Swanee goes up to 8th. A 136.7.
So now it's a Ferrari.
It's so hard to watch cars, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's not. It is.
Ferrari's into the pits. YouTube flipper to cross the line. It's a
151.9
on the mediums, so we'll want to get off those for sure. And then you got the Haas of MMX Shorks, who's now on his lap. And then next is a Ferrari.
Link, who's having a little bit of an issue trying to get this hooked up.
It was a good lap as well. That would have put him in P4 if he didn't invalidate. Obviously, we don't know where he invalidated. He could have just cut a corner in half. But Assassin Aaron's across the line. Doesn't improve. Red Bull of, is that Alpha now starting his lap? No, that's Sonic.
We had a McLaren, I believe it's Insane Power, coming in on its in lap. So the next across the line will be Jack Redden in the Renault. Trying to.
Sonic's lap he just set was 1,000th of a second slower than his original lap.
Very consistent. Now here comes.
Come around the final turn.
His teammate about 2nd in the Drivers' Championship wants to prove something here. Goes 11th.
I think 11th is a good place to be on this track, you know, because if you go for the 1-stop, obviously the 2-stop is very strong. But,
next across the line.
Hasbo's next across the line.
Hasbo
Improves
but stays behind the Alfa Romeo. Next across the line, it is Alphanator in the Red Bull. Our championship leader trying to keep his points lead alive. Really sideways to that last corner. That's going to lose him some time. He goes 11th. Next across the line looks to be a Williams. As know it, Phil Mitchell on an in-lap. So we look to YouTube Flipper again on the mediums. He's really trying to get these mediums to work, and it's just doesn't look like it's panning out for him as he goes 15th.
Yeah, those mediums aren't going to get him anywhere. Maybe just he doesn't want to do anything but the 2-stop.
Ferrari next across the
into
line.
the pits. If Blink doesn't set a lap, that's funny because Tenet got a qualifying ban and he's gonna start above him.
We got a Williams starting a lap. I believe that is Flaming Hobo. Yes, he is starting his lap. So we look to...
Hobo proven himself throughout the season that he's got the pace, just the consistency keeps catching him off guard. So hopefully a better result from him today.
Looking to the Red Bull of Sonic Super, who is 18 seconds down on his time. So
he's on an in lap, and then you got Assassin Aaron. Is he on a lap?
I think he's on an in lap as well.
Yeah, he's on an in lap.
Jack
Gretton
is on an in lap, I think.
on an in lap. I think everyone's on an in lap now before the final.
For the final run here.
Romeo, is that before you exit?
It
He's
is
on an
before you
out
exit.
lap. Asbo's on an in lap, I believe. So at the minute, not much going on the track.
So very interesting
Alpha.
qualifying so far here. With only 3 or maybe 4 minutes left to go in the session. Or in-game
There's a lot of
run.
time to be improved by everyone as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think there's an extra minute, so 4 minutes left of quali. Everyone has time to jump back in from a fresh pair of tyres and go again. As we see Hasbro go into the pits, I guarantee 2-3 people will be taken out by the pit wall today.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Wouldn't surprise me.
At the minute, the fastest lap of 1:35.7. Pagbusi is actually on a lap, so we'll stay on board with him for the rest of his lap. Can he improve his pole position time? Obviously, track evolution will be, I think it's pretty good on this track. He is 2.5 tenths up on his time.
He's improving his time so far. It might look like a pretty good lap here for the Alfa Romeo.
As long as he can keep it all together.
A bit of a
Obviously, there's a
luck-up.
lot of places you can lose the car on this track. It's a very technical track. And it's a very long lap as well. You need a lot of focus to... I think this track's harder than Monaco.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd have to say that. Monaco, you can get in the...
So here comes around the last corner, goes very wide, but does improve.
Doesn't get invalidated.
Goes a
Fair enough.
35.4 for the Alfa Romeo. So next across the line is the Mercedes, I believe, of Max Rogers, who's on an out lap.
He's on an out lap, yeah. I
So
think Flamin' Hobo might be the next on a natural lap.
it's actually Pack before we exit, who's on an actual lap here. He rounds
He is second up on his time.
round to the last chicane, now heading towards the final corner. The long left-hander towards the pit straight for the Alfa Romeo. It's P3 ahead of the AlphaTauri Bradley.
1.5 seconds up on his time.
So next across the line, it looks to be Phil Mitchell, who's on an out lap. So that would leave Steve Power is also on an out lap.
So Phil Mitchell needs to do something good here because he hasn't actually set a lap.
2 Ferraris.
Well, a decent lap.
Flaming Hobo would be next across the line, I think, unless one of those
Oh,
has
we have
to.
Insane Power is retired.
Oh!
He lost the rear end on the final turn and crashed into the wall.
So both McLarens out of qualifying. One who didn't even start qualifying, the other one has just wrecked it out. As M.M. Shaw's sets off in the Haas. And Jack Redden's also out.
is feeling the pressure now.
I think he also
Where's
went
Jack? I think he's retired in the pits. Oh, his Insane Power's car's actually still on the track.
Oh, that's a dangerous
Gone
spot
now,
for him to
but
be.
Blink came around the last turn and you saw him. He just jumped to the left
So,
of the track. And
next
avoided
across the
as quick
line,
as he
it's the
could.
Williams of Flaming Hippo's having a shocker of a lap. About 4 seconds down.
He has time to go again.
So next across the line will be the Haas of Swanee to start his lap. Max Rogers, maybe less. Nope, it's Max Rogers next across the line. 3 tenths up on his time.
4 tenths up on his time. 3.5, yeah.
Might be looking good here for Max. Round to the last chicane, blast towards this last corner. Alfa Romeo pulls the pits ahead of him.
P5.
Looking to improve on that P8. He goes P7 ahead of the Red Bull of Sonic Super, who's just about to start his lap as he just hits very sideways out the last corner and almost replicates on the same power best.
Pack before you exit next across the line. I think he's on his in lap actually.
So
Unless he's going for another one.
next across the line is Phil Mitchell, who's about 6 seconds up on his time now. As he goes 6th fastest in the Williams. Very neat lap
Nice
from
lap from him.
So it's over.
See, what I've got a question here is Toilet Shark's now started his lap. He's on 3 lap old softs. Does he know he can change his tyres?
Maybe.
So that's something I do wonder. Like, you see people doing 2-3 laps on the tyres, and you know you get that glitch where you can't change your tyres and you have to go over to set up and switch back.
Next across the
I
line
don't know
is
if some people know you can do that.
M.M. Shaws, who is down on his time, so he will pull in. So next across the line will it be a Ferrari.
Oh, Blink!
It's Blake.
It's invalidated his lap.
Ah, just as he was about to set this lap, and
Blink hasn't set a lap.
as he is out in 20th.
Dangerous Donut doesn't improve.
Nope.
Jack Gretton
Hasbro does not improve.
was invalidated. So Swanee's next. He's 2 tenths up on his time. This is for P7.
Here he comes round the last corner. The Haas giving it all he's got. He goes 4th.
P4.
He goes ahead of the AlphaTauri of Bradley. Next across
He
the
gained
line,
4 tenths in that last sector.
it's the Assassinarian, who's up about 5 tenths on his time currently. He rounds the last corner. It's still P18.
still a very good performance there from Assassinari, and he's getting
Next
the pace.
across the
The pace
line.
is coming along.
It's Sonic Super, who's actually 3/10 up in his time here in the Rebel. Currently ahead of his teammate. Around the last quarter, he goes 5th fastest, ahead of Bradley as well. Times are
Next
doubling.
up, Flaming Hobos on the
Max
invalidated lap,
decides
and
to
then
pull
the
in.
other Pack before you exit is also down on his time. Then you got Toilet Shark, who is 3 seconds down on his time. Alphinator is on an actual lap. We'll go on board with him.
He's up 5/10 on his time currently.
The drivers' champion leader, or championship leader at the minute.
Can he try to get inside the top 10?
him. And P11's perfect for Alphinator if he can get that.
He hasn't had the best qualifying record here this season. As here he comes around the last corner, blasting on that left-hander, gets very sideways and deep, hugs the inside and goes 9th.
P9.
Next to cross the line.
That's an interesting position to be. I think that's everyone.
Is that everyone done?
Yeah,
it is everyone done. So
the 2 Alpha boys proving their dominance again as a team.
Pat Musi takes pole position. You're under the lights in Singapore.
I'm just looking at the time difference between everyone. There's nearly a second difference between the 1st and 10th.
Hasbro has left the session.
He's not happy with P2. The anger's getting to him. Yeah, a second difference between the Drivers' Championship leader and Pak Busi, which is interesting for sure, but we'll go through the order. We've got Pak Busi in P1, Hasbo P2, Pak Before You Exit P3, Swanee P4. Very decent from Swanee there. Sonic Super, the one of the new drivers trying to prove a point today, P5, Bradley in P6, Flamin' Hobo and Phil Mitchell securing the, is that the 4th row on the grid?
Yeah, it is.
Williams lockout, and Alphinator P9, and Dangerous Donut getting the last point score on position P10. Max and P11, very surprising. I thought he would have done a lot better than that. And Mark, the other new driver, in P12, Xbox 7 Up and Jack, 13th, 14th, Toilet Shark, YouTube Flipper, 15th and 16th.
Insane Power and Assassinarian, 17th and 18th, Tenic in P19, and Blink, who did not set a lap in qualifying, 20th.
He will not be happy at all.
No, I would be very upset.
I'll be the guy that paused and retired as soon as we loaded in, beat you in quality. Well then, it's looked like a dry start at the minute, but if you look into the Mercedes garage there is some wet tyres. Is that a song?
Wet tyres? Maybe we're going to see some rain today.
I wish there was a weather radar or something. That would be cool for the next game, a weather radar for the commentators.
Please.
Okay. There's so many things they can add to this game, and to be fair, I'd rather have a game that works properly.
Hopefully Hasbro can make it into... Is he back in the session now?
I don't know, let me see if he's messaged me.
I don't see it.
Hasbro's messaged me on Discord saying no rain. As you see, Max's tyres changed to hards from wets, which is some magic right there.
That was some
Illusion
brilliant
of the eye.
magic.
Mercedes garage doing bits.
I don't
But yeah,
see...
no rain apparently.
Hasbro needs to get in.
I think he's in.
Is he in? He's not on my
He's
list of
messaged me saying
names.
no rain, so I'd assume he's in. Let's have a look. No, his car's goes.
Nope. I pinged him one already, but I'll send him another.
He needs to get in before the end of the formation arc, because if his car jumps, he has to pull over.
My
Make the
Xbox
cars ahead.
won't let me invite him to the game.
I will sacrifice a second on the stream to try and quickly invite him.
He needs to be in here. So your predicted pit stop strategies, it looks to be a 2-stop around the board. I don't think that's an optimal strategy. I think could a 1-stop work around here?
Spectate menu. Take control. So Hasbro's in, he's just trying to take control of his car and it's not letting him.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
None of us, I don't think we got any of the predictions right for top 3 of quali.
Not even close.
What are you thinking for the top 3 for the end of the race?
Might be enough for him at 1-2 today. If maybe if Hasbro can challenge and get back in his car at this point, he might be able to fight that. But I think the speed of the Alfa Romeos will be shown here tonight.
They'll have a point to prove after Hungary. It was this exact order qualifying in Hungary. I think Busi crashed out, and before you exit crashed out as well.
So Hasbro's still not in his car yet through the formation lap. Still struggling to try to get back in before the start of this Grand Prix. It's good that this happens now before the start of the race. He does need this race if he wants to jump Alphinator in the points.
Cool. Well, yeah, Hasbro's in.
All
Hopefully he gets
right.
in the seat. But either way, yeah, for top 3, I'm going to go with. Who could he get up the tyre track things quickly? So we've got the back on the mediums except for Toilet Shark. I think we'll see Max Rogers, Xbox 7 Up, and Phil Mitchell on the top 3. I think something completely different today. A big crash to wipe out half the field, I reckon.
Turn 1 could happen.
I reckon it'll be the tunnel. I reckon the tunnel on the first lap's where it's all going to go wrong. Someone's going to get a bit of understeer, crash into the wall. The back of the pack's not going to be able to react to that in time. And yeah.
Now here comes the rest of the
Do
field.
you want to do the start today?
I will gladly take the start today. I didn't get to do it in Italy, and we had a pretty cracking start there, so hopefully we'll have a good one here this week.
Very entertaining for sure.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
think I've ever seen 5 wide on the track before.
Welcome to Italy. Actually, that's a pretty nice camera angle to look at.
This track is beautiful.
I love this track. It's a beautiful track. It's a challenging one. I think we're going to see a unique result today that we haven't seen this season so far.
Two beautiful drivers as well.
So obviously 5 red lights for us, but not for the drivers just yet.
As one of the McLarens has jumped.
Oh no, he gets back. We're back. As they're revving up. It's lights out and away we go. A great start for the Alfa Romeo. Down towards the inside goes Hasbro down the inside. He takes the lead into turn 1, side by side between the two. As we got a Red Bull off the track, it's Sonic Super having not that good of a start so far. Side by as Swanee gets ahead, as Swanee dives up the inside of Hasbro towards turn 3 and gets the lead.
Oh, and the pack before you exit is out. He's not out. He's crashed at the back.
Yeah, spin at the back.
Swanee's had a flying start.
Swanee had a great start, and he gets right ahead of the Renault of Hasbro.
So Swanee's into P1, Hasbro's P2 as Bradley's looking to make a move.
Looks like Hasbro is none of his cars. Bradley phases through the ghost of the McLaren. That's the Renault. It's not been a good day for me so far.
Phil Mitchell side by side with Busi into the next turn. He backs out, goes behind the 2 Red Bulls, P6, P7 there. They're working up the field. I think Hasbro's probably going to send out a tweet to Virgin Media again, compared to otherwise like he did the other week.
His rival championship overtakes him. Alphinator.
Jump on board with Pagabusi quickly. He's all the way at the back. Does he have wing damage? He does. He has left hand side. No, he doesn't. Never mind. No wing damage for him. He managed to escape that. So
what has happened?
Get back up the field.
It looks like YouTube Flipper has also had an issue. Or off the start. He's down in P20.
Doesn't have any wing damage on my side, so maybe just a spin. But Swanee's flying now. 1.5 second gap to Bradley. Hasbro's dropping down the order.
This is not good for his title challenge. So Swanee leads lap 1 around Singapore, followed closely by Bradley and Pagabusi, who is going to be fighting for this P2. Phil Mitchell is under threat from Sonic Super. Is down the inside. Goes Fleming Hasbro on Alphinator in the Red Bull. Could not make that
flag. I think that's Dangerous Donut.
He spun
out on the final turn. He spun.
Yeah, he spun it. As drivers head into the pits to repair their front wings.
Bradley and pack before Busi.
Is right on down the hill. Ooh, squeezed by the AlphaTauri. That might have been borderline right there.
Busi didn't pick up any wing damage, so very lucky from him. Phil Mitchell's up into P4. Very good start from him. Supersonic on the back of him out as well. Sonic. I did say his name the wrong way around. But
we're going to do that all the time. It's okay. They head down towards what was formerly the Singapore Sling. A Red Bull looking. Not an orthodox place to make a move. Decides to back out of that one.
What word did you just say? I've never heard that word in my life.
Unorthodox. I meant to say unorthodox, and I said orthodox.
Phil Mitchell hit the inside of the wall there.
Ooh, yeah, that's a very... It's not what you want to do around that hairpin, as now Alphinator is all over the back of Flaming Hopo, who did get past the Red Bull, as now here goes Alphinator down the inside of the Williams. Flaming Hobo tries the switch, but Alpha covers it off, and the Red Bull is now backed up into P6. Yellow flag,
Ferrari
sector 2.
Dennis only having more problems.
As he's also spun it again.
He's not having the best of starts.
As I have no more interval times.
Oh, some wing. There's some wing there from the front. I don't know.
Oh, it's Sonic
Supersonic.
He has lost almost its entirety of his right-hand side of his wing as he dives into the pit.
Oh,
This is going to be a tight one as he makes it on the pit. He makes it on the pit. Now pick up the battle for 7th is going to be good here. It's now Max Rogers is all over the back of the Renault of Jack Breton.
Dangerous Donuts crashed again.
It's just... Oh, we got spin. It's Xbox 7 up. He spun it round out of turn 3. The Alpha Tower gets spun round, I believe. He made contact with, I believe it was the Ferrari, a Blink Vortex. It looks like Hasbro has gotten back into his Renault. Hasbro's back in the race.
Hasbro's back in the car.
He's
now got a lot to prove that he deserves the Drivers' Championship now. This has given Alphinator a good shot to get some more points today.
Oh, absolutely.
As if we look at MM show, I don't know how to say, I'm just calling double M.
As
Hasbro
is on the back of the Haas.
The Haas has no left end wing plate on his wing.
That is not the thing you want right around here, Singapore. You want the maximum amount of downforce you can get from that front wing without compromising stuff down the straights. It's not going to help. His Haas was going to look round the outside of the hairpin. Thinks better of it. His DRS is now enabled. Here on lap 3, he has the DRS on the Haas.
Jack Grant's going to go on the inside of Flaming Hobo.
He's also behind him down the inside. Goes Hasbro. He gets spun. Hasbro gets turned round. I believe the Haas maybe have turned it a little earlier than Hasbro was expecting. So Hasbro gets turned round.
Start going from bad to worse for sure. As the fight for P7 is on. Sorry, P6. As Flaming Hobo's Tokyo
he gets
drifting
very
around
sideways. Out of the chicane and around the outside goes Jack Breton through the chicane. Not an orthodox place, and he's round as well. Into the wall. Yeah, I think he should have waited for that.
Sideways everywhere.
And Flaming Hobo does the pits.
His wheels on fire. He gets 5 seconds to spin in the pit lane. Jack Gran's not going to be happy for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
He has wing damage.
I don't think that was a smart move for him. I think that's his fault.
I think it was a bit of a weird one to get caught up with. Obviously, he needed to slow down, but Flaming Hobo, drifting everywhere wasn't going to help with him being right behind him at the same time. Tenek clips the back of MX Shows.
Did he get wing damage in McLaren? He does.
So.
He's missing it. It's the left-hand side end plate on the McLaren.
And if you look in the back, Xbox 7 up and Assassin Aaron side by side. Both have DRS, so it's
they're
just
wheel to wheel.
Corner.
The Alfa Romeo makes it.
Aaron.
He breaks. He turned it a little early. May have cut the corner.
But Bradley and the front three now, all within 1.5 seconds of each other.
This is gonna be good for the top 3 here. Bradley with the DRS on the Haas, who I think he's not using any of his overtake, but Bradley's using all of his.
He's one of the Williams. That's who is that?
He's spun round.
That's Flaming Hobo.
He's round. And Hasbro is going to make his way past the stricken McLaren, who is missing the front end plate. That's Tenek. The Renault.
That's not good for Tenek. Bearing in mind he's on the hard tyres, so he's trying to go for the one stop. Obviously, the wing damage isn't going to help him at all.
Dangerous down at the back marker. He goes to.
Oh, Assassin Aaron's crashed.
Assassin Aaron's
pack before you exit got caught up with each other and he's crashed out.
Hasbro now going to be on the back of the Haas that he tried to pass a few laps ago. It shows.
Max is in a very good position.
And look at
the fight for P3.
The top 3 are under a blanket here. It's now Bradley and Pack Boosie going to get the DRS.
Swanee's not having to use anything to defend just because the cars behind her are fighting each other.
They stay single file.
Looking down the inside there. This is a hard track to overtake on. If you do it wrong, you're probably going to kill each other.
Hasbro into the pits.
Hasbro's tyres will be on edge.
He is on the medium compound. I think he's trying for that 2-stop.
That's another thing that will be interesting between the front 5 now. Is anyone going to go for the soft hard? Is that even possible?
I don't think that is possible around Singapore. It really wears on your tires. I think on the soft tires you might as well just go for a 2-stop and try to make the most of them.
But Max and Blink are having a very good open stint here. They're on the mediums and they're up at the front three.
As actually, speaking of Max, he's on the back of Alphinator in the Red Bull with the DRS. Cannot find his way through, but he will be right there. As once again, the battle for second is still going on here. As Pacucci's trying to find it. And he
has no end plates on his way.
Does he not? He has no. He has.
Right side.
The right side is gone completely off the Alfa Romeo. So it is amazing that he's still keeping pace with Bradley as he hit the wall. Bradley now dives into the pits.
Bradley's into the pits.
I think he's going to go for a soft. He's going to go for a two-step. That releases Pacucci to try to chase down 20.
5-second time penalty.
Bradley speeds in the pit lane. That cost him dearly. But the battle for fifth now. Blink is on the back of the Mercedes of Max.
If these two were playing it smart, they'd work together instead of fighting each other. Max isn't using his ERS, but he shouldn't really be using it either.
Alphinator is in as well.
Max and Blink could walk away with something good out of this if they work together instead of fighting each other. Phil Mitchell, a little bit back from Swanee and Pacucci, the front runners. I reckon you'll see Swanee and Boosie jump into the pits this lap.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, and Boosie's crashed!
Oh, no! The Alfa Romeo, who had no end plates, has now lost it. And he's going to lose plenty of time.
So Swanee's in a good position now, but he needs to pit, and I don't know if the undercuts are a big thing on this track.
Might be a little bit powerful.
But as we said, look, both the Alfa Romeos now have crashed their way into something. There's the two Red Bulls side by side.
Oh, it's side by side. You don't really see a race going on around here as Sonic Super gets the spot from his teammate.
Obviously, Alphinator won't be too happy. He's used to being given the right of way by Aiden.
Hasbo is on the back of him and shows now. I believe this is for a net P7 or 8. So the runner might want to try to find a way around the Haas here.
If we look here, Pacucci's lost 22 seconds to Swanee. He was within a second. He's lost 22 seconds. That's nearly a whole pit stop.
He's been passed by the AlphaTauri as Expo showed up, and he's going to get passed by Bradley here, I think.
So Phil Mitchell into the pits, and Max Rogers up into P2 on those mediums.
As Alfie goes to top. Swanee's also in.
Obviously, if I want to see if he goes into the hards, because if he does, this could be very interesting.
Here comes Swanee into the pits. He's one of the hards. Arch tire gone.
So is the one stop possible?
Might be.
But here comes Bradley on the mediums.
Where is he going to come out as? He's going to come out ahead. I believe the Haas he does.
So Bradley, the undercut working for Bradley.
He is ahead now.
And Swanee comes out behind Eugene Flipper. Phil Mitchell's onto the hards as well, so maybe the one stop is possible.
Here comes Alphinator. They're going to be wheel to wheel down in turn 3. Phil Mitchell makes contact with the Mercedes. Very dangerous exit here in Singapore. And now everyone's getting crossed up. Tripping over each other. So down the inside of the Mercedes and gets the spot of the Red Bull.
Phil Mitchell's very lucky not to get any wing damage there. I would have been fuming if I got wing damage. Oh, there's some wing on the floor. What? Who was that? Some wing damage.
I have no idea who it was.
I think that's Phil Mitchell. Is it his right end plate?
Is it gone? Yes, it is.
It's not giving me a good camera angle.
It is. He's missing a right front end plate. So he's going to be down.
One stop.
As Sonic Super looks down the inside of the Singapore sliding. Not make the move on the Williams. He might try a move into the hairpin here. It's better if it waits to the DRS zone. As, it's necessary late on the brakes. Almost misses the corner entirely.
Is Sonic going to go for a mover? He's looking down the inside.
Oh, now here comes Hasbo. Hasbo down the inside of the Haas of Edmund Jones. Gets the spot.
Actually made contact. They made contact.
They're still wheel to wheel.
Straight into the wall.
Seems like
this is... This is dirty from these two. They are not letting each other get past.
That's holding up everyone here as Danish Donut goes off. Trying to avoid this group as now Hasbo is getting caught up behind the Mercedes to get and has no front end plate. Into the pits now comes Teddick. It's now Hasbo look down the inside of the last corner. They keep it wheel to wheel and Hasbo gets the spot from the Mercedes.
Phil Mitchell flew into the pits with his wing damage.
It was a very neat move from the Renault of Hasbo.
Swanee and YouTube Flipper very close in the DRS zone.
With the DRS trying to gain here on the Haas.
As the Haas of MMX show on the back of Assassin Aaron side by side on the DRS straight.
Wheel to wheel.
Very close to the wall.
Almost. Before the contact. I think did he touch the back of... Get into the back of the Mercedes. Doesn't look like he has any wing damage from that. But now Hasbro's going to be on the back of the Red Bull Sonic Super here.
His MMM is on the outside of Assassin Aaron. Yeah, gotta fight it though. So Phil Mitchell pitted for the mediums after his wing damage. He's now in 19th. He needs a safety car. The whole of the field's very close here.
The battle for P1
the McLaren's
might get a little interesting here. Ferrari's
fight for P. Oh, everyone's really close to each other.
The two AlphaTauris, the front two.
Exit.
Very condensed as Alpha is now going to be on the back of Racing Point of YouTube Flipper. Obviously, Alpha has the faster tires by about 6 laps over the Racing Point as he gets the DRS with the overtake down the long pit straight here in Singapore. Actually, it's not too long, and it's now down the inside goes the Red Bull on the Racing Point, trying to squeeze him out of the spot. And that's Alpha up to P6 now. Battle for P9 now. Sonic's
Glorion.
I'm
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I unmuted my mic and you heard. Oh, it's the McLaren. Oh, pack before you exit puts in into the wall.
Dang. Aspo's gonna be is now all over the back of the Red Bull. Sonic's here for P9. As the lag scared me a bit. But I thought Hasbro went straight into the back of the Red Bull. Oh god. I think AlphaTauris are now in a position to start battling here. Bradley on the back of his teammate X7 coming down the pit straight. And I think X7 lets Bradley through. So P3, the AlphaTauri. He tries to chase after the top two.
Is that the AlphaTauris working
together? As still Flippy Hobo's on the back of YouTube Flipper with the great run out of the last corner. Wheel down the pit straight. Down the end to turn 1. He's going to get the spot from the Racing Point. As Hasbro now looks down the inside of the Red Bull. Down into turn 1 as well. The switchback from the Red Bull. They make a little bit of contact. And Hasbro drives it around the outside. He gets the spot from the Red Bull.
I think the internet probably scared him off.
As out there down the inside of Swanee. Out there into P5 now. I not catch.
I don't know if you caught it. Did you catch the pack before you exit? But Tenek into the wall.
I wasn't able to catch that.
He went for a dive. They caught up wheels and straight into the wall went into Tenek. So he's into the pits.
Battle for P10 still up. It's Hasbro gets put behind the Red Bull now.
Pack before you exit on the back of Insane Power. Oh, as the Mercedes of Assassin goes straight into the wall.
Is he on the wall? Yes, he is.
He went straight into the wall. As the Alfa Romeo pack boosted behind had to slam on its brakes to avoid contact.
Hasbro's just struggling here now.
I think Hasbro's internet's not going to be helping him for sure.
Absolutely not.
Obviously, side by side with Sonic. Sonic wasn't. He didn't know what to do.
He had no idea what to do. You're going to do that situation.
Max and Blinker
about 9 seconds ahead of the AlphaTauri.
Blink's losing time to Bradley, but Max is consistent. He's keeping his time.
That is keeping his time. Any other battles down the field? This pack before he exits on the back of Insane Power now. One of the slower sections, 3-second time penalty.
These guys have been fighting the whole race.
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 Yes.
Pack before the exit did put Insane Power's teammate into the wall, so he might not be
too happy about that.
Not well. He might be quite scared of being overtaken by the Alpha. He got a good exit. He has the DRS. I don't think the DRS straight's long enough. Well, that one anyway. The next one's quite long. As he looks on the inside, doesn't quite get it.
Ooh, he's going for the switch on the McLaren, who's missing a front end plate. They're going to be wheel to wheel down the pit, down this DRS zone. Nice little kink in it.
Pit straight.
Pit straight, yeah, that's the pit straight. That'd be an interesting pit straight. As now the Alfa Romeo moves up into P12.
I'm sure the Alpha will be happy with that. He was stuck by an Insane Power for quite a while, so.
Bradley now only
There's a lot of different strategies going on here.
Bradley now only 8 seconds behind the front two.
Obviously, his tyres are a lot newer. He's 3 seconds ahead of his teammate that he overtook only recently. So that
the Red Bull is under threat from the Red Bull. He's going to go down the inside. Asbo looks down the inside. The lag made it look like he faced with the Red Bull. He takes up another 3-second time penalty. As into the pits, that clock 7 up now. On the 10-lap mediums.
Is he going for a 2-stop or the 1? I think the 1 makes sense.
He's going for 1 stop, yes. Let's switch onto those hard tires.
Where is he going to come out?
Not come out outside the points as the battle for P10 is still on again. Hasbo with the DRS. Down the pitch straight to sides. It's not even open.
Not to use the DRS.
Decided not to use the DRS even though he had it. Very interesting choice.
I think maybe he's just trying to use Sonic for a drag to go to his next pit stop because he's going to have to pit again.
Xbox 7 Up comes out outside the point. The other AlphaTauri.
Pakabusi gets past Insane Power. The 2 Alphas getting past him. Let's quickly take a look at the positions gained. So at the minute, Max is up 10, Blink is up 18 from not setting a lap to P2 at the minute. YouTube Flipper's up 9 as the fight for P8 and Hasbo's
in the wall. I think he got shoved wide by the Red Bull.
I think he went into the over. I think he broke late and went into the
That's going to allow the AlphaTauri to look. Oh, and he gets spun. Hasbo's round.
I think that's mainly lag, to be honest.
And a bad race goes from really bad to absolutely shocking for the Renault of Hasbo. This is great for AlphaData, who's currently your points leader, trying to gain points on the Renault. As into the pits comes Max and Blink. As Blink's going to hold up Max here.
Max got held.
He got held up by the Ferrari. But Blink has to change his front wing.
And there comes...
AlphaData to take
Bradley's
P2.
long gone.
Bradley into the lead. So the AlphaTauri takes the lead.
Remember, these guys have to pit again. Swanee, I think, is in the net lead.
Ooh, this is going to get good. Safety car comes out now.
I think... Oh yeah, strategies will be everywhere if it comes out
Max
now.
is going to come out in P5 here. He came out in P5. Going to the end on those hard tires.
Blink's in P7. There's some traffic behind him who's on the quicker tyres. Is going to race him for sure. I don't think... Well, Max getting held up didn't do much. He was still going to come out in the same position, but... It'll be interesting for sure. I think Swanee is in net P1 now.
Till Max comes by and absolutely obliterates that. With those fresher hard tires.
That would be funny. Swanee's tyres pop with 2 laps left to go or something like that. There's Phil Mitchell side by side with Shark. And, bro, stop bullying me, man. There's so much going on. So he's on the recovery after... he was in a very good position. He would have been he would have been with Swanee. But, a bit of wing damage. His Toilet Shark looked like he nearly lost the car then, but saved it.
I think that's interesting going down the field.
I don't know why... Is Finn racing?
I'm not entirely sure.
It looks like it's racing. If it's AI, it's got some very decent pace.
Oh, absolutely. Bradley,
The gap's on the field now.
11.7 seconds is the gap between the AlphaTauri Bradley and the Red Bull of AlphaData. Both still have to make a pit stop. Swanee's about 4 seconds back. Flaming Hubbo, who's also still has to make a pit stop, about 1.3 seconds behind Swanee. And 5 seconds to
Bradley
Max.
should, out of the races we've had, I think the last few, should have won 2 of them. Is this the one? Third time
Maybe.
lucky.
Well, no, didn't he win Italy? As commentator's curse makes to pick up a 3-second time penalty.
That's Swanee one up. Let's have a look. Standings. Who won Italy?
Swanee.
No, yes. No, I'm talking about Bradley.
Oh, I think you told us Swanee. My bad.
I'm talking about Bradley. Bradley
definitely should have won
DNF
at least 2 races this season.
should have won in Hungary.
Is this Redemption Day?
He's gaining time on Alphanet. I think a pit stop. What? So Max was 9 seconds ahead of Bradley. He's now, if we go gap leader, he's now 22 behind Brad. So he lost 2 seconds in the last lap because of tyre pace. What? A pit stop like 29 seconds.
Yeah.
So when Bradley pits, he's going to still be about 10-15 seconds behind Swanee, Max, Sonic, Blink. So strategies a lot, as Bradley does pick up a 3-second time penalty.
I believe that's his second 3-second time penalty. As he's up to 8 seconds worth of penalties.
5 seconds. So Alphanet is actually in a fairly decent position here.
Phil Mitchell
needs to close that gap.
Moved to 12th.
I still think this is anyone's race.
As the battle for 6th is now getting heated up here, as Sonic Super is getting hunted down here by the Ferrari Blink.
Sonic's tyres
on the
not in a good.
Ooh, and I tapped the wall.
Tapped the wall on my side, but isn't it like you got any wing damage?
He's okay.
He might have light green on his side, but he's still got the end plate. So
now Blink's going to be all over the back of the Red Bull here, down the pit straight. As we have a flag sector 3.
You get a flag sector 3.
And an Alfa Romeo.
Pack before you exit.
As Blink's now going to go down the inside of the Red Bull, down to the turn 1. Side by side between these two. Blink down the inside. Can he hold it up the inside? He does. Blink up at P6 now.
Blink had a very sloppy exit then, nearly lost the rear end.
But the Red Bull of Sonic Super is going to have that DRS as they run down. Maybe this straight's a little longer than the pit straight. As Blink has no more ERS, as now the Red Bull's going to go down the inside of the Ferrari here. Down the inside, late on the brakes. A little bit of contact with the Ferrari. And he holds 6th place.
As Blink looks for the switchback,
had
a good run.
Almost ran right into the back of the Red Bull, who goes very wide indeed, but is going to be able to hold the spot. Max has cut the gap down from 5 seconds to about 2.9 on the Williams of Flaming Hubbo, who still has to make a pit stop to close this race out.
I don't know how long those mediums will go for.
Definitely not till the end of the race, I'll tell you that.
I definitely think a 1-stop would be stronger, but now you question,
to the
what
middle.
about Sonic?
Down the inside, once again, the turn in, and they both go to the barrier.
Blink decides he doesn't want to turn.
Track.
I don't think Sonic did, but Blink definitely did.
Blink's he's gonna let the Red Bull through. He didn't think that was a nice move on either
Blink
on his part.
I don't know what Blink was thinking there, he just straight lined it.
Way too late on the brakes.
So that's now, Sonic won't be too happy with that, I don't think.
No, not at all. But Max now about 2 seconds behind the Williams of Flaming Hubbo. He's really gaining here.
What do you do if you're Sonic? He has wing damage, but what do you put onto now?
I'd go onto a set of mediums and try to make the end. But I don't think a medium set would make it to the end from here, would it?
I'm not sure, but I think Blink was very dirty there. There was no need for that at all.
Not
Phil
even
Mitchell
close.
gets past Pack before you exit as he goes into the pit, so he
Hey!
gets to P9.
Well, Mitchell's trying to
pit again.
Trying to get something out of this race. As now Max is now 1.7 seconds behind the Williams. He can really start to see the Stefina sponsor on the back of that Williams rear wing.
That is mental, how a little bit of wing damage can affect you so much, because Phil Mitchell would be P4. If we look at the gap between P4 and Phil, he's
I think on a set of softs.
28 seconds.
As Sonic's going to come out in P11, right in front of Tenic, who is on a set of soft tires.
Those tires will be coming to the end of their life, though. 5-6 laps is about the most you can do here.
Well, we were watching the battle for 6th, and it looks like we will continue to watch the battle for 6th, as Xbox 7 Up is now currently battling with one of the Pack Boys.
Max is within 0.7 of Flaming
He's going to
Halo
get the
as well.
DRS. And Floating Hobo's in 1.7 seconds, I think, of Swanee right here. Floating Hobo, oh, gets really sideways out of the last chicane. He's going to dive into the pits. Into the pits comes the Williams. That's going to release Max and try to chase up their Swanee. Bradley's also in the pits.
Bradley's pitted as well.
Our race leaders
He's got wing damage.
Oh, he's got wing damage. No, Bradley.
Bradley on the medium, so he
Will he
needs to
come
get his
out?
foot down.
He will stay ahead of the Williams at least.
Oh, I don't think he's going to be ahead of his teammate though.
Here's the flex down the pit straight. Fighting currently with the Alfa Romeo as here comes the Alfa Romeo down the inside of the AlphaTauri. A nice move indeed. The AlphaTauri up to P. Oh my god. The Alfa Romeo up to P4.
Ha. All the Alphas. It's Phil Mitchell up to P7.
So that
Maybe
leaves
his teammate in the pits.
Gonna leave Alfa Romeo, who still has to make a pit stop in the lead. As Swanee has also picked up a 3-second time penalty along with Max. I think Max has more penalties though than Haas. No, they both have 3 seconds.
Not many penalties at the front. Phil Mitchell doesn't have a penalty yet, so maybe an earlier pit stop to try and gain as much time as he can could still be very beneficial. Could work his way up the order a little bit. A safety car would be very good for him and Alpha there at the minute.
It would also spice up the
Fight
race.
at the back, Toilet Shark gets past Insane Power.
Yep. Racing point up to P14
And
now.
Blinks just got into the pits again, so he probably got more wing damage. So
As side by side from P10. Down the inside goes the Red Bull, late on the brakes. But cannot stop the car in time. It has to stay behind the Haas just this little while longer.
As it looks like Pac Boost actually got past Xbox One. I think we got that in the first turn anyway, but
Max.
these guys still going for it, and Max is flying.
He's 1.1
He's
seconds behind the Haas. He's going to get Swanee here. This is for effective the race lead. So I believe these hard tires can go to
Max didn't get the
DRS. He will get it on this next
Swanee's
straight.
tires
Though.
are dead. Swanee's tires are not in a good position at the minute.
Actually, Alphinator is now dropping huge time to the Haas now. Into both these guys battling. Max with the DRS as they make the right turn down this long curve straight. Max gaining.
Doesn't send it. Just going to have to wait a little bit. I think what Alphanett's trying to do is drive those extra laps, so Bradley's going to get caught up in traffic and he can see if he can get out just ahead. Bearing in mind, he was quite far behind Bradley, and if Bradley's stuck in the traffic, could be good for him as one of the McLaren's Insane Power.
He's in the barrier. So now Max has to stick
Assassin Aaron's on the wets. Interesting.
What?
He slides.
He's on the wets. Oh, he's just fooling around now.
Which isn't the smartest thing to do, as he could have caught Phil Mitchell
But
up there
now-
if he didn't ghost. But
now-
Max is on the back of Swanee.
For P10, here's the Red Bull down the inside of the Haas on the straight and gets the spot. P10 for the Red Bull as we got a yellow
flag.
It's for Mercedes. It's for
Assassin
Assassin on the wets. As Max is
Bradley
really...
and Xbox 7 up. Bradley gets past Xbox 7 up. I'm not sure if he let him past or not. I think he did because he gave him a little shake of the car. But Max on the back of Swanee
he's
now.
going to get him right here. This is for the effective P1 as Alpha dives in the pits. This is going to be for P1. The overtake button on. Max to the right of the Haas. Round the outside. Swanee. Ooh. And Max round the outside.
And he gets it.
Nope. Swanee's going to try to fight this one. Max into the lead, but Swanee's going to get the DRS. Yellow flag sector 2 and 3. That's obviously the Mercedes of Assassin Aaron. And now Swanee makes with the DRS. Can he find his way back past? The Mercedes is all the ERS that he wants. Swanee, will he dive it? No. Max into the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix.
And dangerous turn, it retires from the session. That's the first DNF of the session.
Akusi is into the pits. He's on the soft tires now.
I don't know what he's going for because I don't think they're going to go to the end. So maybe
Fastest lap.
the wrong tyre.
But now
I
Max.
don't even think the fastest lap. Okay.
But now Bradley. That's what I meant. Bradley is now 13 seconds behind the top two, but is on a fresher set of medium tires. As Flaming Hubba gets past his teammate Phil Mitchell for P6 on the faster mediums.
So Phil Mitchell still needs to pit. Obviously, Alphanet is now stuck behind Xbox 7 up. So Bradley, if he's going to win this, Xbox 7 up needs to hold Alphanet up. for a decent amount of time to let him gain the lead. But Max is flying at the front.
Max needs to... I'm not going to say anything.
We will go off Max. Commentator's curse. It's not happening today.
No! Still a yellow flag, sector
Is,
1. That's going to be for Ferrari as he clears away. As they make the left turn down towards the pit straight, Swanee's still in the DRS range of the Mercedes. He gets the DRS. Max has little overtake. Swanee has about 40-50% overtake. So he still has a lot of overtake left. As we got a yellow flag for Renault. It's Jack Renton. Into the barrier. He's still on round.
Oh.
Drives it into the wall. As Sonic Super gets
You can't
past.
tell if they ghost that.
Sonic Super gets past. YouTube Flipper for P8. As now, battle for 4th. As here comes Alpha. He's right behind the AlphaTauri of Xbox 7 Up. Yellow flag.
It's a safety car.
Assassin Aaron retires and brings out a virtual safety car. That saves Xbox 7 Up for a few more seconds. As AlphaTauri was
I don't
about
think Phil Mitchell's going to be happy. He just come past the pit lane. That could have been what kept him in this race.
That is a shame. As we got happy free exit, hit the wall again. In the same spot that he did again, and he lost 2 spots.
Oh, wait. Did I just catch a Williams spin? Yeah, Phil Mitchell spun.
Oh!
He's got a puncher!
Phil Mitchell has the puncture! Oh yes, that front right is down, I think. Yes.
If it's the rear right.
I don't see a puncture.
Is that right?
I don't see a puncture at all.
It looks like his rear right's gone. If I go on his inboard, his rear tyre was 150 degrees, I think. Is it gone? It looks like it's gone.
It might be gone. It might be gone.
No, it's not gone. It's not gone. It's not gone.
Oh, no. Flipper gets a driver penalty. Speeding out of the safety car. Well, VSC. Close enough to the actual
He's
safety.
getting flashbacks to yesterday in F2. He was in a good position. They got a drive through.
So Max actually, under that safety car, gained more time on Swanee than I think Swanee was expecting, because Max stayed under the Delta, but was driving that little bit faster. It's into the pits.
South now on the back of Xbox 7 Up.
A battle for P4.
Wow.
If Xbox 7 Up can help out his teammate here and try to hold up AlphaTauri as much as possible, that'll be great for Bradley, obviously.
He's doing a good job at it. He's got 100% DRS.
Oh! AlphaTauri almost loses it on the last corner and gets the spot from the AlphaTauri.
Looks like they both nearly lost it, and if Xbox 7 Up would have lost it, they would have taken AlphaTauri with him.
It's now Bradley now 7.7 seconds behind front 3s. We have a yellow flag, sector 3. Looks to be cleared away.
Flipper hit the wall.
We have a real train of cars here, back from, I believe that's P9 all the way to P12. As he gets into the pits from YouTube Flipper.
Damage, so.
He's going to serve his drive-through penalty. Phil Mitchell's in.
That'll be interesting. I don't know if it will. It might put him in for a pit stop to get the wing change. He might have to pit again. Yeah, look, the pit crew's coming out.
Oh, disaster for the racing point.
So he's going to have to pit again.
Swanee's actually about dropping a few tenths here to Max. Max is having a great race so far.
10 laps left to go. But I'm looking at AlphaTauri's times, and he's not really gaining anything on Bradley.
Bradley is gaining, though, on Swanee. He gains on Swanee, he's going to gain on Max, too.
To be fair, if you look at it, if there's a safety car or anything, AlphaTauri hasn't got any penalties, so this could be good for AlphaTauri. And Swanee's tyres are still at a very high risk.
No, flag sector 1, as for a racing point coming back onto the track. YouTube Flipper is out. He has paused retired onto the track. And out goes the racing point.
Take the drive through.
But he's in a very precarious part of the track. Will that be a safety car? Still only yellow flags. As he gets cleared away, no safety car. AlphaTauri sets the fastest out of the Grand Prix with a 139.5 on those medium tires. As we have another yellow flag, sector 2, it's a Ferrari.
Blink.
Blink is out. Blink is out of the Grand Prix. He has spun it round and is retired. He is in a very interesting part of the track. Will that also be a safety car? As Max picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Looks like it's only a yellow flag.
Max now.
Well, that's good for Swanee then. Swanee
Max is going to need to put the foot. He's going to need to put his foot down. He needs to gain about 2 tenths on Swanee to get out of his.
Mike Boosie gets past the Red Bull.
So Max needs to get ahead by 3 seconds on Swanee, but Bradley's is in a nice position here. Try to inherit this. This is gonna be good.
Flying.
He is flying on this new medium.
In the last lap. Swanee's tyres are dead.
They're
14
dying.
lap odd hards. All the grip's gone as Sonic looked like he was going to go for a move on Boosie there. Boosie obviously has to pit again, so at the minute,
it would be smarter to wait.
Boosie can get out of this. A safety car would spice this up a treat.
So Max on 6 seconds of penalties. If Swanee picks up a 6-second time penalty, is Bradley in the position to inherit P1 under penalty-wise?
Alpha doesn't have a penalty, so anything's still here. As well, Alpha was 7.5 behind. He's now 6.7, so he's gaining time on Bradley slowly. He needs to gain a bit more, and I think this will be a fight between Bradley and Alpha if Swanee's tyres do drop off.
Which we know they will. They're about 15 laps old. They're just going to keep dropping off by the minute.
They are going to be interesting towards the end as he, sliding around turns like that aren't going to help his tyres. Ooh. His rear right 100 degrees, so his tyres are not in a good position.
Yeah, they're hot.
Bradley's on the back now of Swanee, 1.8.
Yep, I think he's in the penalty zone of Max Rogers to try to pick up that P1 in the AlphaTauri.
Flamin' Hovo's on the back of Xbox 7 Up. He's going to have DRS on this next straight. He has 100% ERS nearly, so this could be a late move from the Williams.
But now Max is going to. Max looks like he's ahead of Swanee by about 3 seconds. So Max
is to win this. He needs Swanee to hold Bradley up a treat.
I think Swanee will gladly oblige to hold up the AlphaTauri.
This will be close. I think P1's going to be down to the line. Any more penalties between anyone, this is going to spice it up. Flamin' Hobo still on the back of Xbox 7 Up. Xbox 7 Up looked like he lost the rear end a little bit there. I don't know if he went for the
taking a nice explorative line down the straight. Lost him plenty of time to the Williams. He's going to try to make a switch. We've got yellow flag sector 2. It's a Renault.
Is that Hasbro?
No, it's not. It's
Jack Gretton.
Yeah, he gets a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I don't think that would be cause for a 10-second time penalty, but here we are. Bradley up the inside of Swanee and gets the spot from the Haas. Swanee now.
So now he'll be chasing
Bradley about 4 seconds behind of Max. If Max wants to keep this
Bradley
win,
needs what, 1.1?
Yeah, he needs 1.1 seconds to keep. As coming down the inside of Xbox 7 Up, gets P5 off the AlphaTauri.
AlphaNet has gained 1.2 seconds in that last lap onto Bradley, so him getting stuck behind Swanee's helped AlphaNet a little bit.
4.1 seconds is the gap between first and second here now.
AlphaNet is up for a podium here. If he needs about 3 seconds to Swanee to get third.
Xbox 7 Up and Fleming Hobo side by side. A little bit of contact. Fleming Hobo stays ahead.
Hobo has the extra 3 seconds worth of time penalty, so Xbox 7 Up just needs to keep with him.
Bradley now down to 3.5 seconds behind Max. He can see that Mercedes.
Gonna check race director and see if Max has any warnings as Hasbro gets past MN.
Oh, he's
on the DRS straight.
Quick. Got about 2 warnings, I think. 1 or 2. I think if my maths are correct.
Fingers crossed. But Phil Mitchell has gained 2.5 seconds.
Bradley's inside the penalty range of Max Rogers. All he has to do is stay here now. He does not need to overtake the Mercedes to win this race.
He needs to not get another warning if your maths are correct.
Hopefully.
So Max and Bradley will be fighting this out, and I reckon if Bradley catches up to Max and goes for the move, Max might try and push him into a few warnings.
I think Bradley might push himself into some warnings. He's known to pick up some penalties. Fleming Hobo picks up another 3-second time penalty.
So that's 9 seconds for him.
AlphaNet that's the gap to Swanee to about 4.6 seconds. He needs to gain about a second and a half to get ahead of the Haas.
This is interesting. After this race, we've got 6 races left to go, and at the minute, the top 2 separated by 5 points in the Drivers' Championship. So this will be helping AlphaNet retreat.
Increase his championship lead over the Renault. So who over the past few weekends is struggling a little bit. Won at Spa, crashed out in Italy, and is now running P9 here in Singapore.
He didn't crash out in Spa, didn't he? He got P1.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said he won in Spa, crashed out in Italy. And...
Oh, I thought you said he had a bad few races.
Oh,
I mean, Alpha
bad.
has had a bad few races for sure.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. They both crashed out in Italy, so.
Callum had
Sector yellow flag, sector 3.
wins
It's a Renault. I think it's Jack Retton. He's off. Yeah.
resets the track. He's a lap and a half behind. He put in the tier 2 general chat that his wheel keeps disconnecting.
Ooh, is Bradley trying to test the track limits, trying to make sure his left. I thought his left wheel was right over that white line. I guess not. Now
2 seconds behind.
1.9 seconds behind the Mercedes now.
As Phil Mitchell's catching on to the back of MM in the Haas.
That's
right
right
behind him now.
He does not need that as Phil Mitchell already has no penalties. So as long as he stay within the Haas, he will get the spot. On penalties alone.
There's a lot of penalties over the field. Not as
Tenick
much
picks
as
up a 3
Tier 1
second time
Canada.
penalty.
As Phil Mitchell looks down the inside. Doesn't go for it, backs out. There's yellow flag, sector 3. That's one. Is that Pagbusi?
Oh, also yellow flag
Pagbusi
sector.
into the wall.
Sector 1. It's a Renault.
That's a safety car.
For VSC, it's a Renault. I believe it is Jack Retton who is out. Jack Retton
This could be good for Swanee. Where's Swanee? Oh, he's past the pits.
Swanee's not in the pit. Oh.
Oh, it's the Renault of
Jack Retton. He's missing a tire.
Jack Retton. He is.
His tire is popped
just
off.
chilling.
So all Bradley needs to do here, stay within the delta. Don't speed. And he'll be perfectly in.
When Jack put in chat earlier on, his wheel disconnected. I can agree now that his wheel is no longer connected to his car. It is on the track.
5 retirements so far here in the Singapore Grand Prix. Lap 26.31.
Brady slammed his brakes on then. I think it was red in the Delta. My God.
He needs to be careful here.
Worried there.
If I'm mistaken, he'll be out of the running for this win again.
Someone's going to get a try for, I feel it.
100% someone's going to get a 5-3 right here. So trying to
I wish we knew when it was ended.
Trying to keep that car, trying to get those cars cleared away. I think we're getting ready to get back racing as the green flag's back out. No one gets
no drive-throughs across
no
the
drive
field. Look how much Bradley gained.
Bradley gained about a second and a half.
Second.
He's about now 8/10 behind. He's gonna get Max here, I think.
Alphanet has got a second on Swanee as well. So
he's in the penalty range. Alphanet will get this podium if he stays right here.
5 DNS. There's a lot of people dropping out now.
As DRS for the AlphaTauri.
4 laps left to go.
As coming out of the pits now is the Alfa Romeo. Will he hold up Max? Obviously the ghosting as well, but Max is to go very wide. And AlphaTauri gaining right up the back bumper. F1 cars don't have bumpers. F1 cars, the gearboxes at the back. Now gets the DRS. Max
gets out of me for speaking wrong.
Max gets the DRS as well. So they're trying to clear the back marker of that Alfa Romeo.
I think Bradley's going to save up his DRS and make sure he gets the move done.
I think Bradley's going to make a mistake. He's going to pick up himself a 3-second time penalty.
You can't give him the commentator's curse. What's going on there?
He's using his DRS, trying to get closer here to the Mercedes. This corner, usually.
I know what's going to happen. One of them's going to go for a move. He's going to have understeer. They're both going to go into the wall, and Swanee's going to fly past. Alpha
get a second win.
We'll get through as well.
Get a second win in a row. But hey, who knows? In Singapore, anything can happen around these streets.
I mean, if Max can defend well enough, just push Bradley into a 1 warning, if that is all he needs. As I'm pretty sure he would have picked up a warning then, so I don't think
he's going to want to be playing it safe. Back before he picks up a 3-second time penalty. As the ghost.
I saw the B and I thought it was Bradley.
Might try to screw. Yeah, actually, that kind of. I know from experience that just distorts your vision. Makes it a little harder as he goes wider. Yeah, that definitely hurt him. As Max is going to get.
See anything.
Max going to get the DRS on the.
Alpha on the back of Swanee as well.
Max gets the DRS. So that's going to keep him ahead of the AlphaTauri for that much longer. Bradley again testing the track limits. Drives into the back of the Mercedes.
Doesn't pick up any wing damage, but Alpha on the back of Swanee didn't get the move done, backed out.
Now they both also get DRS again because Back for X, it's still not outside the DRS range of the Mercedes in front.
Alphanetter needs to get past Swanee.
Yeah, he needs to
going
go.
for it now.
He needs to go.
If he can get past,
he does.
He needs to get within 3 seconds of Bradley.
He's got
if he
it.
can get within 3 seconds of Bradley, he can get the win. 2.8 seconds in 3 laps. What can you do, Alphanetter?
Yeah, that's all he needs to do. Swanee's tires
This
starting
could
to
be
fall off.
interesting.
20-lap old hards. Taking its toll.
I mean, he's got penalties behind him, so at the minute it's looking like P4 for Swanee. I think he'd be happy with that. As Alphanetter is not actually gaining any time on,
I think
on Bradley at the minute.
Maybe he's starting to fall off a little bit. Another.
Boosie sets the fastest lap.
Ooh, is Bradley looking right down the rear wing of the Mercedes? Bradley plays it smart. He doesn't try to go for a move. He just tries to stick behind this Mercedes and cruise home for the win. But Alphanetter is about 5.8 seconds now behind the AlphaTauri.
In the nicest way possible. I want to see Bradley pick up a warning just so it's a fight to the line. First one to cross the line gets the win.
Ooh, he gets a better exit through the chicane. And now they run down towards the final corner.
Max has a lot more ERS, but obviously the DRS is what's going to make it work.
The overtake. Bradley has no overtake. Max has all the overtake he needs.
I think he's going for the penalties. I don't think he wants to cross the line in first as Phil Mitchell gets past Sonic as they're actually fighting. Phil Mitchell into the wall.
Oh! He loses a bit of his end plate.
He has no wing. His all right wing's gone. I think he went for a move on Sonic and maybe got put in the wall.
ERS. Max is out of ERS. He's trying to charge that Mercedes. Says, ooh, Bradley might look down the inside. No, decides better of it. Goes a little wide. Again, still testing those track limits.
Alphanetter has gained
He's
half a
5.5.
second. He needs to gain about 2.5. But if Bradley now gets a warning,
Alphanetter has a win in the bag.
Alphanetter wins. Out at the minute, Max is P3.
Oh, Max gets loose. Oh, they're side by side down the bridge, and Bradley into the lead. Max put up a brilliant defense. His hearts are going off completely.
So this isn't good for Max because he could drop out of the podium position.
So Bradley now,
at the minute he is out of it.
Bradley needs to push now. He needs to try to gain. He needs to try to stay ahead of Alphanetter for the win. So
2 laps left to go. Once he crosses the line, there's one more.
What are we looking here?
Max
still
so
in.
Max drops down.
Is he out?
Max drops down to P3.
Ooh, this
The
could be
gap
tight.
between, I think it's 6 seconds. Swanee needs 3 seconds on Max to jump in for P3.
Bradley get the DRS to help lap the back marker of Toilet Shark here.
Bradley gets another warning and gets the penalty. Alphanetter is in P1. Still, the win up for grabs. 2 laps to go. Two laps.
Two
to go.
laps.
Oh,
Sector one.
Toilet Shark into the wall.
Into the wall.
That impact was very harsh. I'm pretty sure if that happened in real life, that front of the car would not be there.
Nope. So credit to Max.
really
He's
wanna
still
know
kind
how
of staying here with the AlphaTauri.
At the minute it's P3, but that's still pretty good from a one-stop, and his tyres aren't going to be in the best position. I think, can you check how many warnings Alphanetter has? Because if he gets a penalty, then Max keeps P2.
Yeah, I got you.
Nothing much going on over the field. Obviously, Phil Mitchell and Sonic were fine. Phil got the wing damage, but now he's just driving. I don't think he's going to gain. Oh, it's the yellow flag sector 2.
Who is it?
Who's that? It's a racing point. I think Toilet Shark's out. So that brings the total to 6 DNFs this race.
I'm looking at it correctly here. I don't see any Alphanetter warnings.
Good from Alphanetter then, keeping it clean. Phil Mitchell has no penalties, but he's just not going to gain anything, I don't think. I think he's too far away from people to get anything, and obviously the wing damage, he was flying. He would have been jumped up to P5 minimal, I think.
Alphanetter does not have
but
any time penalties, has any warnings. Is now on the last lap of the Singapore Grand Prix. Alphanetter about 4.5 seconds behind Bradley. He needs to gain a second and a half to win this race.
Second and a half. or I think it's a bit more than that, because that's the time to max. So he needs 2.8, or he needs Bradley to get another warning.
Max is 6 seconds of time penalties. He only needs to be in that 6-second range. He's already had second.
What about Bradley? No, I'm talking about Bradley.
Oh, you said Max, so I was confused.
No, I mean for the win. You said for the win. For the win. If Alphanet wants to win, he needs to be within 3 seconds of Bradley. Add the second between Bradley and Max to Alphanet's time. It's 5.2, so he needs 2.2 seconds this time.
Max is back in DRS range now of the AlphaTauri.
Did he get the move?
I think Bradley's tires are starting to fall off.
A warning could spice this up a treat. Boosie gets a 3-second.
Speaking of warnings,
why is there so many B's? Honestly, Boosie.
But out in front, the AlphaTauri of Bradley came so close in Spa, came so close in Italy.
Ooh.
Is it his Grand Prix to win?
I don't know what the track limits are like on this track, but it looks like he's getting very close to using a bit too much.
As here he comes to the last part of the track. All he needs to do, keep it clean. To the last chicane, and he's got it.
Don't bin out on the last turn, Bradley.
Here comes Bradley down the last corner, and Bradley's gonna win the Singapore Grand Prix. Max comes home in second across the line. Alphinator gonna stay within 6 seconds to pick up P2. Can Swanee? No, Swanee does not snatch P3. Max gets on the podium.
That's a very good race from Bradley there. Got rid of the 2 races that he binned it out of his head and brought it home.
So Hasbo, with the recovery drive of a treat, is going to probably come home here in 7th. But Alphinator with
Mitchell's
P2.
not going to be happy. You can see the damage on his wing. The Xbox 7 up coming across the line. Takes P6. Hasbo
P7.
P7 for now.
It was the Red Bull of Sonic Super.
Got taken out by Blink earlier on.
A nice debut race for Red Bull, however.
Across the line, is he going to jump up a position?
Will Pack Boosie get him?
Takes P7.
Hasbo drops down to 9th.
Hasbo down to P9. And Phil Mitchell's across the line. Will he gain?
Very wide for the Williams. He gains the P8. Hasbo down gets 1 point out of this. Unless Mitchell's knock him out of the points.
I think he has 12 seconds worth of penalties. I don't think he's going anywhere. But what a race.
So Hasbo.
A lot of
for the championship, Alphinator gets about 18 points. Hasbo gets 1.
Crazy stuff. I think Max had a great race.
Brilliant race from Max.
To get in P3.
Pulled off the 1 stop.
Driver of the day is between Bradley and Max for sure.
Absolutely.
Or Alphinator, to be fair. All the top 3 up for it. Yellow flag sector 3. It looks like pack before you exit.
I spun it around the last corner.
Donuts.
Yeah, he just wants to
crosses the line.
So
very unlucky for
a nice race for Bradley to take his first
win. A lot of drama. A lot of drama.
Absolutely. Nice entertaining race 3 around the lights in Singapore.
I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the Singapore Grand Prix in real life now.
No. No, I'm not.
See some moves like today, pushing people into the wall and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Straight
so
line
next
in the right
week,
turns.
the Japanese Grand Prix. Where's the Russia? Unfortunately, it
is Russia.
Oh.
But Bradley, very well deserved win after should have had 1 in Belgium and 1 in Hungary. Brings it home in Singapore. And that's his first win of the season. That's now 1, 2, 3, 4 different winners, 5 different winners, 6 different winners, 7 different winners.
7 different winners this season.
A very nice race from Bradley.
A lot of people won interviews.
I don't know who you want to give driver of the day to, but I'll let you decide. I think it's got to be between Bradley or Max. And I think, to be fair, I think they both deserve it. I don't think you can point out which one did worse that race. But I'll let you decide. But we'll go through the order now. Bradley P1, Alphinator P2, Max P3, Swanee P4, Fleming Hobo P5, Xbox 7 Up P6. I think one of the Xbox 7 Up's best finishes this season after he qualifies high and normally gets caught up in a mistake. Sonic Super, race debut, gets 7th. Phil Mitchell 8th after his big crash with the Red Bull. Pack Boosie P9, Hasbo P10. Not the race he is going to want to think about this evening when he goes to bed. getting 11th, Tenek 12th, Insane Power 13th, Pack Before You Exit 14th, Toilet Shark 15th. Was the last car to DNF. Everyone below, Jack Wren, Blink, YouTube Flipper, Assassin, and Dangerous Donor, all DNFing from the race. 6 total DNFs. To be fair, I thought half the grid would have been gone.
Interesting race here around Singapore. Now, it's time for our favorite part of the weekend, the interviews.
The interviews.
Starting off,
Have you decided driver of the day? Are we going both of them, or?
I think we should go for a joint driver of the day because I think they both equally deserve it.
100%. Obviously, if the penalties were matched, that would have been very close to the line. But we'll invite people for interviews.
First,
I'll let you do some interviews today, I think. If you want to do Cameron, go for it.
all right. Cameron, are you including the audio?
It's included.
All right. So walk us through your Grand Prix. Obviously, you had a pretty average race. Just walk us through what happened during your race weekend.
The quality started off pretty dead. Got alright time. Wanted to go medium
Sound like you want
hard.
to cry, lad.
Wanted to go medium hard. But in the race, I had a really fast start. Got up to like P4 in 2 corners. And some new Donny, Sonic, thinks he's maze pin or something and takes me out. Breaks all my wing off. Have to pit. Then I'm on my recovery drive. I don't know where I am. I think I'm like P11. I overtake loads of cars and he hits me and takes my wing off again. So instead of jumping Hasbro and him, I ended up getting P7, I think, and still finishing behind him because he gave me a red wing. So FIA will have to deal with that one.
Yes, we
It
will
was
have.
looking like a very good race from you, to be fair. You and Swanee were both on the same strategy. Obviously, you picked up a wing damage on your pit exit, which kind of messed it up. So you would have been up there with Swanee, but still, I mean, to be up in the points after losing the whole right-hand side of your wing with 2 laps left to go, I think you got to at least be happy with some points over none.
Yeah, it's alright, I guess.
It is Russia next, isn't it?
Yes. How do you feel about Russia?
Unlucky today, but I guess congrats on P7, and yeah, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, he left already.
I guess we'll go to the race winner first then. Bradley, if you want to include your audio.
Hello.
So after the ups and downs, after the last few Tier 2 races of spinalas and big crashes,
Yep.
you managed to secure P1 after a great fight from you and Max. If you would have picked a warning up, I reckon the fight for P1 to the line would have been a lot more closer than what it was. But congratulations on P1, and just run us through your race.
I think for once qualifying went quite well. So I can't remember where I started, P6, I'm thinking, and then I got a great start, which I normally do. So I was quite happy with that, and I'm quite brave and trying to get everyone on the first turn. You were saying don't take anyone in the first turn. Wait, I went and overtook a few cars in the first lap, and then I'm just trying to remember it really. I think I took wing damage throughout the race. I got the 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so that was a bit of an inconvenience. I thought I was out of the race then, but I think I've practiced so hard on this track, so I think I knew how strong my pace was, and GG at max, because that was tough. And Alphinator, I thought Alphinator was going to close the gap and maybe sneak the win there.
He was gaining a lot. If you would have picked up a penalty, he would have won the race.
Yeah.
Under penalties, but the driver of the days we do give to you and Max. I don't think me and Evan couldn't decide between you both. It was a phenomenal race from both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, a very nice race. Some nice driving as well. I think a lot more action would have been up at the top if a lot of incidents didn't happen, but still, very good race, very solid, and a nice P1. You got Russia next week. You're going to try and bring the back-to-back?
Well, don't put the pressure on me too early, but I'll obviously go away and practice again. I do like Russia. I think it's a good track, and yeah, I'll try bring it back to back. All I'm gonna say is I hope Tier 1 are watching out.
I think the win will definitely help with the confidence as well. But yeah, congratulations on
Thank you.
P1, and
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next week.
Cheers. Bye bye.
We'll go to Max next then, who P3 after penalties, but still phenomenal race up front. And I think if the penalties weren't a feature there, the fight for P1 was definitely on. But just run us through your race, Max, and how that went for you.
So yeah, qualifying I really struggled. Couldn't get my pace was a bit off in qualifying. I don't know if it was the nerves. Like this is one of my weaker tracks in terms of the race. And then in the formation lap, I changed my camera because I was using your one, and it was like way too zoomed in. I couldn't see like anyone by the side of me, so I zoomed out like a ton. And then I pretty much was near no one the whole race, and really happy with P3.
Sorry, I was just sorting out the Red Bull driver. He's having a bit of a moment in the Discord, so I've put him in his place. Anyway, quality race. Once again, joint driver of the day with Bradley. I don't think we could have separated you two. Me and Evan watching that race was very good. I think
Absolutely.
The improvement from you this season. I think if driver of the season had to be chosen today, I think you 100% for most improved and stuff like that. But yeah, quality race. Next up, you've got Russia. You're a fan of Russia?
It's not one of my favourite tracks. Don't really, I don't know. It's probably going to be a bit of a boring race, but hopefully pick up some more points. But before the interview ends, I just want to say Bradley and Alphinator, they were really quick on their medium tyres, and I really struggled to keep up the pace with them.
Cool. Well, congrats on P3, and we'll see you in Russia next week.
See you.
E-Dog, I'll let you do the next one.
What do we want to do? Let's do our fourth place man, Swanee. Swanee, include the audio.
Yeah. Wow.
Obviously, a pretty interesting Grand Prix for you. Had an interesting qualifying session, interesting strategy in the race to grab P4. Just walk us through your race and how it went.
Yeah, qualifying, my first banker lap was about 2 seconds slower than everyone else, which wasn't ideal. My second lap, once again, wasn't quick, and then I kind of put my foot down a little bit and gained 6 tenths in the last sector on my last lap, which put me in fourth. Then I saw Hasbro didn't make it round. I don't know what happened to him before the start, and I don't think he was there at all for the start. And the two pack boys didn't have a great start because obviously being on pad, I feel a bit quicker than them on starts. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, I kind of left from the front a bit from there, went into the pits and wasn't sure what tyres had gone. I kind of thought the Haas could make it from there, and then they'd be alright to just last at the end, and hopefully everyone else would do a two-stop. But yeah, the other three, Bradley, Alfred and Max, just had a lot more pace, and yeah, fair play to them.
Obvious. So Russia is next week. What are your thoughts on the Sochi Autodrome?
I've raced it about once in the F2, and other than that, never really drove it, to be honest. So I'll put in a little bit of time trial, I reckon, and see how I do.
Well, obviously a great race from you to snag P4. Congrats today, and good luck in Russia.
Thank you. Cheers.
Who should we go to next, Owen? I'll let you take this one.
Oh, we'll go to Hasbro next. Obviously, disconnected as the formation lap started, and just problems throughout the whole race. Didn't manage to connect till towards the back of the grid. And when we were watching you, it was, even though he wasn't the cleanest driver out of them all, it was your internet for sure that they got you killed. 2 out of the 3 times. I didn't catch the third one, but either way, the recovery drivers there, you still walked out with a point. I think the incidents you had, I don't know how you didn't die, but yeah, just run us through your quality in your race and your thoughts. Make sure you're including audio.
Yeah, number one, don't buy internet. Number 2, yeah, qualifying went really good. Yeah, quite that. Qualified P2, just I think it was 700ths behind Bussy, so yeah, happy with that. And then yeah, disconnected, so had connection issues on the race until it was the beginning of lap 2. So by that time I was down in 8th, and then obviously you know how it is when you join a race, you start bouncing around everywhere. So it wasn't really until I pitted for the mediums I got control of my car properly. And then, yeah, depending on, I've not seen kind of his side of it, but yeah, that the Sonic guy took me out 3 times within the space of probably 6 laps. Every time I tried to get past him, just put straight in the wall. Don't know how I survived, if I'm honest. And then just tried to steer clear the rest of the race. Got to the end and managed to overtake him on track. He stayed clear of me for once. But I get confused with kind of the end result because I got a line in, I think it was 10th. And within the last 3 laps, I pulled a 12-second gap to Sonic and Phil Mitchell. Sonic was on 6 seconds, and I know Phil Mitchell was on. It was either nothing or 3. So I think, I think the games screwed me over a little bit there. So I think I owed a couple of positions. But I'll put the video in Discord and have a look.
I know that when you do disconnect from a race, it does normally add 3 seconds, so maybe that has happened. But either way, the Drivers' Championship today, well, before today's race, 5 points behind Callum. He got P2, so 17 had 5, 22. So 22-point lead Callum now has on you. 6 races to go. Do you think that's going to be up to the line? Do you think you can catch him?
Yeah, it's only, 6 races, so you got roughly 5 points to the race. So yeah, as long as we can get a couple of good results. It seems to be like I really enjoy Monza and I really enjoy Singapore. I'm a big fan of Russia. It seems races I seem to get taken out and ended up binning it into the wall in Monza. Completely mine. But yeah, Russia, I'll probably not be doing well there.
Well, unlucky on today's result. I think you should definitely pop Virgin Media a quick tweet again. That would be funny. But
I don't think
thoughts on that. So Russia's not your favourite track, did you say?
Yeah, so I'm quite because in our F2, I had a 1st and a 3rd finish there. The only one that beat me on pace was Joe. But yeah, I'm quite fast at it, but it's not my favourite.
Fair enough. Cool. Well, we'll see you next week in Russia, and we'll see you on Wednesday in France.
No, see you in a bit.
Next, we'll go to. I need to sort out the audio. Inside Power, if you can remove the mic from your nose, we'll go to you next for your interview. If you want to include your audio. I think it's a bit of both of you. Oh, it's both of you.
Yeah.
So, just run us through your quality in your race and how that went for you.
Well, as you saw, that I crashed out in quality, but when I was going around the corner, it felt like I had full traction control, and then it went to nothing. I think that's because of the lag that I had, and I wasn't able to get back into the race until lap 3, 4, because I think I was having Wi-Fi issues. But I was slowly getting back into it, and then as I was fighting with Toilet Shark, he going around one turn, I think 14. He left me no room, which spun me out, and after that I just struggled with pace.
I can't remember if it was you or if it was Tenek. Correct me which one it was. I'm pretty sure one of you got caught up in an incident with the Alfa Romeo of
Yeah, that was
thingy.
before you
I'm
exit.
assuming that's
I,
Tenek.
yeah.
So
I got
we'll go to
past
Tenek about that then.
And...
But
Yeah.
I mean, so did you DNF from the race? I can't remember.
No, I finished P13 with no penalties, but wasn't close enough to Matt to get past.
It was an unlucky race. I mean, you and Tenek both at one point fighting for the P7 spot. Just a couple incidents. Just one of those tracks where if someone makes a mistake, it normally affects someone else as well. So
Yeah.
very unlucky. And obviously a lot of connection issue things today with certain people didn't help them either. But I mean, at least you get to cross the line. You get to see the fireworks.
Yeah.
You've got Russia next week. What are your thoughts on Russia?
I'm not too bad around Russia, as in the F2 race I got 8th and 4th, I think it was. I have a really good pace, but then I can also do that slight thing which could also mess me up. But hopefully I won't be able to. Hopefully I don't have any more connection issues. And hopefully I'll get points.
Cool. we'll see you in Russia next week.
Yep.
Nice race today.
Cheers,
Unlucky.
thanks. Bye-bye.
Annie Dog, I'll let you do the last interview with Tenek.
Tenek, are you including audio?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Alright, so not the greatest qualifying indoor race for you. Just walk us through how it went for you.
Well, I had the quali ban and Blinks even managed to set a lap, so I managed to qualify P19. So that I should have started at the back of the grid, but you know, it is what it is. One more place, and then off the start, it was a clean start. Didn't get in any trouble whatsoever, and then I think it was like lap 6 or 7. I broke at the normal place to break. It was one of the new boys. It wasn't Sonic. It was the other. He broke really early going into that corner. He was going really slow, and I just slightly hit the back of him and got yellow wing damage on my hards. So I had a box, which completely messed up my strategy because I was the only one starting on hards. I was going to go lap 20-21, then go on mediums till the end. So that messed my strategy up. Then after I come out of the pits, I caught up to four-year exit and insane power, and I made a lovely move on both of them. Me and Liam were in the same party, so I was like, Liam, you might want to move away, 'cause otherwise you're going to put us in a wall. So he slightly moved over, and then I was lucky not to retire because the four-year exit used me to brake. He somehow didn't get any wing damage whatsoever. My car went up in the air and got red wing damage, so I had a box again. I had held fastest lap for a couple of laps, and then after the last virtual safety car, I was in for a good shot at points because I was right behind. I think it was Boosie. I was right behind. I was saying to Liam in the party, "Oh, I've got a good chance of points here," and then my Wi-Fi went kaput, and it put us 10 seconds behind Boosie and the Haas driver. So that was annoying.
So on to Russia next week. How do you feel about that circuit?
It's a mess circuit. It's an alright one. I'm not fastest, not slowest, of course. But hopefully I can get some decent points for it, so we don't finish bottom constructors. Cause that'd be
You bottom at the minute?
No, P. Well, second bottom, but Max got, was it P3?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
It'll be close towards the end of the season.
Oh, absolutely.
I reckon you might just keep second. I mean, you could probably jump up to third if. Oh no, never mind. The Haas drivers are doing bids.
yeah, Haas drivers doing bits. Both
Yeah.
Alpha
Unlucky
Tauri
today.
and Alfa Romeo got the points from the other lads as well. So it is what it is.
I reckon if these teams, how they are now, were like this at the start of the season, the constructors at the top would be very close. But
Yeah, it would be
either way,
very
unlucky today. We'll see you in Russia next week, and everyone, thank you for watching. A very dramatic race for sure. A lot of action everywhere. But driver of the day is going to Callum and to Max, as I think me and Evan can both agree was a
Absolutely.
very good race for first. But we will we'll speak to you guys next. Well, we've got Wednesday for France, and then we'll see you Monday